Hello all, Crypto Lamb here. Welcome to the channel. Sorry about the absence of videos in the last couple of days. I have been rather busy. But today I'm going to talk about scams, particularly scams that are in the crypto space and more specifically NFT gaming. It is the new Wild West for scams and rug pulls and things like that. And unfortunately, we have already seen one of the largest rug pulls in this year, and that's the Frosty's NFT collection. As you can see here on OpenSea, the floor price is currently 0.003 ETH per NFT. And the article on it on Tech Times here is Frosty's NFT rug pull is the first big scam of 2022. What happened and how to spot this trap. Rug pulls are almost everywhere, and opportunities take their time to attack investors off guard amid the popularity of blockchain. The rise of cryptocurrency and non-fungible tokens have paved the way for people to have another outlet for some income at the cost of high risk. So essentially, there was a big rug pull. I think something silly like $2.1 million worth was just taken away immediately from the Frosties. So if you got involved in the Frosty's NFT situation, then unfortunately it is what it is. That is indeed gone. I'm just going to turn down the gain on my mic. I think I've been screaming at people while I've been talking. So yeah, essentially, and it's still going up. That's so annoying. Anybody knows how to use one of these Yeti snowball things, hit me up with a DM, because it's so frustrating to try and get it to work properly. That seems to be better. Right, so the Frosty's NFT rug pull is unfortunate, and there is so many more out there. And a few people have said to me, AVAX, for example, or AVAX, whatever you want to call it, the Avalanche Network seems to be the new location for a lot of these rug pulls and scams and clones and clones and clones of games and things like that people are being suckered into and unfortunately losing a substantial amount of money. So what can you do to protect yourself? First and foremost, do your due diligence. And make sure you're looking at all of the aspects of the game, checking the contract token IDs, and making sure that you're checking that the website that you're looking at is correct. This one, for example, the AVAX Wolf game, somebody pointed out to me, they wanted me to take a look at it to see what I thought about it, whether I thought it was going to be a scam or something like that. I don't think that the Wolf game is a scam. I think it is a fork of other games that are very similar, but I don't think it is necessarily a scam. Do I think it's going to be huge? Who knows? People decide what they want to be huge and, what they don't. But ultimately, you need to make sure, again, that you're looking at the right information. You need to make sure that they have a Twitter, for example. The AVAX Wolf game is at AVAX Wolf Game Twitter, so you can go and check that out there. And they have all the relevant links and things like that, where you can go to the official Twitter, the official Telegram, Discord, all of that kind of stuff. And then you can take a look at the actual game itself. Go to the white paper, and then you can see the contract addresses in the white paper and so on and so forth, and you can check the stats. So as far as I'm aware, avaxwolfgame.io is the correct website that you need to go to. However, it wasn't very long before I found a clone of this website, and it is a very good clone indeed, same background and everything else, and that is Wolf Game, and it says migrate, risky game, wool pouches, land, white paper, and white paper v2. So you look at their white paper, and it is essentially different from the one over here on AVAX Wolf Game. And indeed, if you look at the token contract addresses, I will put those side by side so you can take a look at those if possible. It didn't go to the side. There we go. So the contract address for this one, for sheep, for example, ends in 5165 for the official one, but on the clone it ends in 3A42, and they're on entirely different chains as well, I think. So be careful, because this one here is trying to entice people to actually migrate their NFTs from this one to this one. So, it's a slightly different scam. They're not asking you for your seed phrase or any daft shit like that. They're basically just trying to get you to migrate your NFTs and essentially lose it. So if you see wolf.game, that is not the official website. it is a scam, but the avaxwolfgame.io seems to be the legitimate site. Somebody asked me what I thought of it, and do we need to be worried about it? Do I think there's a scam behind it? I don't think so. I think it's a genuine attempt to try and build an NFT game. It looks quite good to me in that respect. I don't think so. Whether or not it's going to end up being a rug pull, that who knows, right? I mean, this is the thing. Did anybody think that Frosties was going to be a rug pull? This is the chance you take. And ultimately, and it's really frustrating when you're in some of these Telegram channels and Telegram chats and Discords and things like that, when people start saying when update, when moon, when Lambo, all of this crap does not help. But when you go into some of these groups and the devs are not giving updates and things like that, it does cause a little bit of FUD in the chats, and it does cause some difficulties in the chats when people are wondering what the hell's going on, when's the update coming, all of this kind of stuff. It does get frustrating. But the most critical thing is it is on you, the person that invested, to make sure that you are looking at all of the information that you should be looking at, to paying attention to all of the updates. There's no point in you putting in money into a situation or into an NFT and then coming back a week later saying, what happened? Because you need to look at the information, you need to look at everything available to make sure that you are making the right choices with your money. If you're just aping into something then more fool you at the end of the day. You need to take a look at what you're investing in, read the white paper, and actually take a look at what it is you're doing before you invest, because then when something bad does happen, you can't then sit there and go, it was their fault, when you didn't look at the information available. So when you go to a website, when somebody says to you, hey, check out this NFT, go to the website, look at the white paper, look at the contracts, look at the team behind the projects as well, if they're doxed or not or whatever. You need to make sure that you're getting into something that you know all of the information about. And then ultimately, if you don't feel right about that project, why are you going into Telegram and asking other people what they think? If you don't feel right, it's your money. You make your decision. If you want to stay with it, then stay with it. If you want to get out, then get out. That is the way it goes. So you need to be very careful. And a lot of the time, these scams and rug pulls and things like that, yes, the people that are doing this are terrible, terrible people, and they should all burn in hell. But you have to take some responsibility when you're putting your money into projects and then 2 weeks later going, where's all my money gone? You have to take some responsibility for that. You have to make sure that you're looking at all the information. If you put your money to something and then read the information afterwards, then that's on you. That really is on you. You can't just keep throwing money blind into projects without doing your due diligence. When I do a video on something, whether it's the Mars Colony that we looked at, Police and Thief game, or some of the others like VMates, for example, like that, I would encourage each and every one of you not just to take the word of my video, but go and also take a look at the white paper and all of the information and the websites, the team behind these, and all of that kind of stuff, and do your research first before you go aping your money in. That's the reality of it. Ultimately, if I talk about a project, whether it's any of the aforementioned ones or whatever, or any in the future, and I go into it and it ends up being a rug pull, chances are it's because it looked like a good project. It's just that the team behind it decided to pull the plug for whatever reason. It happens. I've been, unfortunately, a victim of some of these before. And that's what happens with the Wild West of these cryptos. But I am happy to report that ultimately it doesn't happen to me, and it doesn't happen to many people as they probably think it does. When you look at the news on the internet, some of these YouTube videos and things like that, all you hear is rug pull, rug pull, rug pull, rug pull. And unfortunately, people do get caught up in some of these things, but it doesn't mean that all of them are. There is some really good and genuine teams out there trying to do something cool. And I can give my opinion on that and still be wrong. But ultimately, make sure you're doing your research. Like, literally, when I searched for the Wolf game, for example, the first one I found was the scam page. You need to make sure, go and check out their social media. Am I looking at the right website? And it became very apparent very quickly, no, I was not looking at the correct website. That's one of the first and critical things that you need to do. If you're watching this video and you lost your tokens or you lost your money because you went to a different page or a different scam site, you didn't look at the information that was available in Telegram, in Discord, on Twitter, whatever the case may be, it's your fault. It is your fault for not doing your research. Yes, the guys that stole your money are bad, they are criminals through and through, but you didn't do your research. So you need to make sure that you are looking at things objectively and correctly before you go aping your money into something like that. So if you were a part of Frosty's NFT, unfortunately, you've lost out. That is the way it is. There is some people out there trying to resurrect the Frosties NFT group. I believe it was on Twitter. Let me do a quick search here. So if I do Frosties NFT, there was a group that is... I can't find it. There was a group, I can't find it now, but there was a group that was aimed at essentially trying to resurrect the Frosties NFT group to try and add some value back into it. But judging by the floor price, that doesn't seem to be happening right now. But if you go to Twitter and you find that group that's trying to resurrect it and you want to try and make some money back, help them resurrect the project, and hopefully they don't try and rug it. That would suck. But essentially, you know, just be careful, and also never invest what you can't afford to lose. It is as simple as that. If you have $1,000 and you want to go into a project, maybe dip your toe in with $100. You know, try it out, go little by little, by little. Don't go crazy, and just be careful. This is not financial advice. This is common sense, people. You know, read the information, check out the information on the sites that you are jumping into before you end up putting yourself in a situation that you will regret later. It sounds scary. You're thinking like, well, how can I ever invest in anything again if I have to do that much research and all that kind of stuff? But that's the reality of it. If you want to get into a project and you want to maximize your profit, know when to get out for a start. NFT games, a lot of them are ultimately going to encourage people to stick around. That could mean that the price of your NFT will peak, but then slowly start to drop off as people settle into the game and things like that. That's normal because the people that want to play the game are playing the game. So of course prices will naturally fall, but the game is still playable, and some people will want to play the game for the game, not necessarily for the money. So ultimately, you know, if you're an early adopter and you see that price peak and you want to take profit on that, then take your profit, man. That's how it works. Take your profit, be happy with it. But if you want to play the game, stick around. It doesn't matter if the price ends up going sky high. You know, it depends what you want out of a project. But if you're just buying NFTs to be cool and you're not doing any sort of research behind them, you deserve to have the day that you deserve. It is the way it goes. So ultimately, the people that are creating these scams and trapping people who are putting their life savings into this, you guys should burn in hell, and you should be held accountable. And I hope that the authorities come for you eventually, and some of them will. But ultimately, if you are a victim of some of these scams, there is no help available to any of you guys, but it is also on you to make sure that you are looking at the information provided to make sure that you are getting into something legitimate and not something dodgy. So that's pretty much it. If anybody has any NFT projects or NFT games that they want me to take a look at, maybe you're not sure and you want to ask the question, I'm going to do this segment every single Saturday. So if you want to ask me a question about a particular NFT collection or an NFT game or something like that, and you're not quite sure, you know, whether it looks scammy or not, or maybe it's a clone of something else and you're not sure what the real one is, just ask me. Leave a comment in the comments below of this video, or come and join my Telegram group and chill out with us there and ask the question. But ultimately, you can not always tell whether something is going to be a rug, but sometimes there are some signs that will help you along the way, and maybe next week we can discuss what some of those signs are. So make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on this video, share it around with as many people as you can, and get as many people as you can aware of how to spot some of these scams and what to do to try and avoid some of these scams. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you're all very well. Leave a comment and a like, and make sure you subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.